Good morning, Santa Clarita. Today's your market watch for July 22nd, 2024. We're at Monday, fresh new week. We're about to close out July. So I'm going to give you the numbers as they apply this morning. 475 total active listings. That's about normal that we've been seeing the last 2 to 3 weeks. We have seen an increase though. So we were at early 400s, high 300s. Now we're at the 475 mark. We'll watch as that inventory will potentially continue to build as long as interest rates stay pretty much where they are. Now, the interest rate question that people are asking, they're talking about in the future, what's going to happen if interest rates come down. If interest rates come down into the fours or the fives, we're going to see inventory start to sell hand over fist very quickly, and we're going to watch the market go into that frenzy that we saw about a year and a half, 2 years ago, where we had multiple buyers on properties, which we have multiple buyers now on most properties that are listed for sale that are priced well. But however, we're going to see multiple buyers that are now willing, if the interest rates come down, now willing to compete at a much higher level than currently. We're not seeing many properties go for $70 to $100 to $120,000 more than the listing price, which would be the comparable price or the current market value. We're not seeing that currently, but if they do lower interest rates, we will see that trend probably emerge again, which is going to be a whole new market, and we'll watch that as it develops. So coming soon, listings 11 in Santa Clarita, 80 new listings, 58 properties have had their prices changed, 19 properties have gone back on the market, 33 properties active under contract, 48 properties have gone pending, 58 properties closed this week, 3 expired, 6 canceled, 14 put on hold, and 3 have withdrawn. This isn't anything new as of right now, but I still do these daily real estate updates because these trends are starting to change a little bit. Change meaning we're building more inventory than we've seen in over 2 years. That is something to pay strict attention to. But we still have a very high buyer drive, so we have nothing of a stagnant market or a slow market. I heard another local agent discussing how the market has slowed down to this crawl. Maybe in their business model it has, but as far as sellers go, properties are still moving. We are watching though, as properties do have their escrows canceled, but that's still in the 20-30% range, and that is very typical of most markets in Santa Clarita Valley. We don't see a jumping ship from listings to get something else. It typically is a mechanism. The sale actually falls apart, because of an issue that the buyer has had happen with regard to their financing. We had a buyer last week that was prepared. Another agent's buyer happened to be with a seller, but they were prepared to purchase real estate. Everything was fine. We were in escrow, and then the buyer went out and actually financed a vehicle without getting his lender's approval, and that actually sunk the entire ship. The person, that particular buyer, not able to move forward any longer with being able to obtain financing because too much money going out, not enough money coming in, especially when you now heap on top of all of the other payments per month, $1,100 GMC truck payment. That does definitely stop the real estate mechanism from moving forward, so watch out for that. New listings, condo and single family residences, 80 of those are new. We do have various townhome listings that are coming soon, so make sure you check that out at santaclaritaopenhouses.com. Now with these 80 new listings, there are definitely fresh opportunities across a range of prices. Whether you're looking for a starter home or larger family residence, now is a good time to explore the market. With regard to price changes, I'd like to bring that up. We have 58 properties that have adjusted their prices. Definitely a dynamic time for both buyers and sellers. If you've been eyeing a property, now might be the time to make an offer or to reevaluate your particular listing price. Back on market properties, we have these renewed opportunities. 19 properties came back on the market, and that still falls within that 20 to 30% average that we've been watching over the last several months develop with regard to properties canceling and coming back on the market. If you are writing offers on real estate and there's a property you wrote on, and if you go to the effort of writing on a property, if you've ever done this before, you'll know that you really want this property. The reason why I say that, for those new buyers out there that have never written an offer, there is quite a bit of preparation to be done prior to putting pen to paper, prior to typing out an offer via your agent, because you have to consider the overall property. In addition to that, you have to have all your financial backing to accompany the offer. So it's not just you deciding you want to buy real estate. There is some preparation that needs to take place. How long does that go from you deciding to buy real estate to you being able to write your first offer? That's going to depend on the agent that you're selecting, how nimble and fast they are, and if they have the proper people in place to be able to help you with the loan and the other aspects of preparation to write offers. 12 hours, 24 hours, it's going to depend also on the lender they tie you to, or the lender you know, and how nimble they are and how quickly they can get you pre-approved. But I've seen people get it done within 2-3 hours in a super hot market, go from not even considering buying real estate to then purchasing. Is it a good idea to make decisions that quickly? It depends on the person. A lot of times they work out, but doing your homework, or at least having those trusted advisors on your side that have done this before, me since 1998 and other professionals I know, it's good to have that sit down discussion. And again, that can be done over Zoom, in person, in a coffee shop, but typically telephone communication, some kind of video system, if in fact a person doesn't want to meet face to face, at least at the beginning. We'll always have time to meet looking at properties together. And in fact, a lot of times that whole face-to-face introduction, that's the typical time when actually, handshake, how you doing? Connor McIver, thanks for watching me. It was great talking to you. This is how the procedure works. And then I go down and I explain how I like to show properties to my buyers and how I like to lock the door when we get inside so we don't have anybody else walking in on us, how the scheduling works, and then what I like to point out as we get into the property. Like to look at the roof, like to look inside the furnace cabinet if I can find it, look at the HVAC system. I like to look at these things, like to look at the grading on the outside, like to look at the condition of the electrical, if that's possible to have access to it, and then look at the other items. Is there any kind of indication there might be a plumbing issue? What kind of plumbing is it? Is it a copper repipe? Are they using PEX? Is it something that might have the old galvanized system that probably isn't very good anymore? And then also with regard to electrical, there are certain areas in Santa Clarita that happen to have copper electrical or aluminum. I believe it was aluminum wiring, but different things like that to really watch out for. So when you see it, you've experienced it, you can carry that on to your buyer and say, this is probably going to be a $10,000 bill to be able to get this up to code, and those sorts of things. Some sellers take immaculate care of their real estate. Some sellers keep every receipt. Every time that they make a move on their property, they write it down. So they have basically a journal of sorts attached to their residence. It's awesome to be able to hand that stuff over to a buyer, because now they know that that seller really took care of their house. If you're starting out in life and you have real estate, you've purchased something, or you're about to, not a bad idea to start a file. Hold on to that file. Keep everything in it for the house, because when it comes to selling it, you'll be surprised at how much more money you might be able to get, because you're not just a regular seller. You're a seller that is prepared, and you're a seller that's done their due diligence over the years, and that definitely does increase the value of your residence because of who you are and your due diligence to take care of what you own. So when it's time to transfer that to someone else, they come into it looking great. I'm Connor with Honor. I hope this update helps you. It is Monday. We will be back tomorrow with another daily market update. When you're ready, reach out. Love to help you, and we will be there for you. Don't forget to check out www.santaclaritaopenhouses.com. I appreciate you watching today's update. We'll be back tomorrow. I'm Connor McIver. Over and out.